New tonight at 5, animal rights activists in Pueblo demanding justice for 15 dogs still recovering after they were used for dog fighting.
These are photos of Jerry Grady and Armando Vigil. We don't have those. Both were arrested in that case. They appeared in court today. News 5's Jessica Barreto joins us with an update on the investigation.
Now, it's important to note that the previous number of dogs involved was 19, but that's since dropped to 15 because authorities determined other dogs they found weren't used to fight. Today, animal activists also out in force to make sure their voices are heard. More than a dozen animal rights activists lined the sidewalk in front of Pueblo's judicial complex, demanding accountability after 73-year-old Jerry Grady and 35-year-old Armando Vigil were linked to dogfighting.
It really doesn't have to be seen as an animal rights message. This is about holding people accountable for violent crimes and making sure that they don't get off with a slap on the wrist.
The two men appeared in court today. A judge set a counsel hearing for Vigil on February 22nd, where a public defender will be appointed. And on February 20th, Grady will be back for a disposition hearing, where the court will decide whether his 15 dogs were justly impounded and the costs of care Grady will be responsible for, given the treatment provided by Pueblo Animal Services.
We're looking at not only their behavior, but their medical state, and just trying to provide them with the safest environment possible.
And a safe environment for these animals is what these demonstrators are fighting for.
People are abusing them and putting them in a situation where they can get extremely maimed and usually killed. And it's horrible. It's terrible.
They vow to continue these efforts until this ordeal in court is over.
They don't have their own advocates within their own species to be talking about these issues, so they do rely on animal advocacy groups like us to come out and make sure that their stories are told and that people who hurt them are held accountable.
Vigil faces a Count 5 felony, which could result in up to 3 years in prison and/or fines amounting up to $100,000. We'll continue to track this case and bring you the latest. Watching out for you, Pueblo, Jessica Barreto, News 5.